Now, ballistics experts in the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial have been tussling over whether the bullet found at the crime scene matches the firearm recovered from the accused No.3 Mthobisi Mncube. Now, Linda Mnisi joins us more for that. Linda, another explosive day today was in court.
Absolutely, Masa, and this pertains to the bullet that was recovered from the scene and the firearm that was found in the possession of accused No.3 Mthobisi Mncube. Now, according to the ballistic expert Chris Mangena, he says that he tested a bullet that is the same type of bullet as the one that was found in the crime scene with the firearm that was recovered from Mthobisi Mncube, and that is when he found the same markings that were created by that firearm as the one that the bullet that they found in the crime scene, and therefore he could determine that this was a positive match. According to Mangena, no two firearms imprint the same kind of individual markings. He says these are unique markings that are left by the firearm on a bullet when it is fired from that particular firearm. But according to the defense, they've had a chat and a consultation with their own expert, and they seem to be having a slightly different view from that. They say that those individual markings that Mangena speak about are not sufficient to constitute or to conclude that this was indeed a positive match. Let's take a listen.
Having consulted with our expert, and he will come and tell this court that what you purported to be matches, be it the 6, the 5, and the 2, are not matches, because the application of CMS says the matching must be consecutive, that there should not be a break.
There should not be a break?
Yes, when you count the striations.
No, that's not how it works. The consecutive matching stripe, you have your consecutive matching stripe. As long as your matching stripes are in one group and they are matching, there can be a break as long as your break is exactly the same on both sides.
Now, Masa, the ballistic expert, Christopher Mangena, demonstrated, as requested by the defense, to show the court the markings that he was talking about there in that particular bite. He then counted at least 7 that he said matches this particular firearm. And the defense was still not satisfied, saying that the results are inconclusive. Let's take a listen.
He says the following: the class characteristics are the same. Right?
How many of those striations?
We are not talking about the striations, man. I'm talking about the class.
Yeah, all, okay, fine. All of them.
Between the exhibit bullet,
yeah, we've got 2.
and the test bullet.
We've got the test and the exhibit, fine.
Yes, yeah. So the class characteristics are the same.
On both
the test and the
okay,
exhibit
fine,
bullet,
fine.
But when we come to the individual characteristics, because in order to have a match, we must have class characteristics and individual characteristics that are sufficient to say that there is a match, correct?
That's correct, ma'am.
So they constituted a match, those characteristics. Are you saying that, sir?
To me, yes, my lord, they constituted a match.
They constituted a match.
That's correct, my lord.
Now, here's the interesting part here, Masa. You'd recall that, according to Mangena, there are no 2 firearms that can imprint the same striations on a bullet. He's been adamant throughout his testimony that this is the case. The defense, through its own ballistic expert, said they conducted their own tests using a completely different firearm than the one that was used in this case, and they also used a different bullet. Now, they demonstrated, they beamed their findings in court, and what we saw in court was 2 bullets and a circle on the smaller part of their findings. And, they're saying that it is not true what the ballistic expert is saying, that there is no other firearm that could match the striations that were created by that particular firearm. But Christopher Mangena hit back. Let's take a listen to what he had to say.
So the purpose was to show the reproducibility of this to show that the so-called match can be produced by a different firearm. And that exercise was performed in the presence of
Yes,
the
let's
candidate.
hear your answer. there.
No, my lord, when you look at it, it's only where at the base where it started. But the minute you start moving it towards the front, there's a complete different markings on those ones. So where they start, they can match. It's not that it's only this one. You can do it with many other bullets, where you can force it to match where you started. But the minute you start moving it towards the center, you see a complete different.
Now, Mangena told the court, Masa, that his work or his findings were reviewed by 4 of his peers, and they also agreed with his findings, but only one deposed a statement. So he continues with cross-examination on Thursday.
Well, Linda, thank you so much for coming into studio and helping us make sense of all the proceedings taking place in court.